My name is Brian Salvi and I'm a partner here at Salvi, Schostok Pritchard, and I'm going to be talking to you today about social host liability, and particularly social host liability in the prom season and in the era of COVID. So homeowners find themselves typically running into issues with social host liability when they host underage parties at their home. Now, your homeowner's insurance policy is going to cover any incident that occurs on your property, but you're really just inviting the likelihood of that happening if you actually have and knowingly allow for underage children to drink or consume recreational drugs on your property. And so it's very important for homeowners to understand that when they do that, they are exposing themselves to liability. Even in circumstances where parents do not know that their children or teenagers are having parties at their home, they can still be found to be held responsible for any kind of injury or mishap that occurs on the property. I think one of the most important things that a parent can ensure with a limo or driving service for their children before prom is to make sure that the company and the driver are going to be diligent about not allowing drinking or recreational drugs to be consumed in the vehicle. So make sure that the company is properly licensed in the state of Illinois, and then also try to do some background information on the individuals that they have working at the company itself. How long has the company been in operation, and what kind of vehicles they use. And when you call to book, get an idea as to what kind of vehicle you're going to be receiving, what kind of driver you're going to be receiving, the type of experience that driver has, and just do your basic background due diligence to make sure you know who you're ultimately putting your kids' lives in the hands of. So the concept of hosting a party at someone's private property is one that's obviously gaining more traction in the era of COVID. If parents are going to do that, they need to be number one, aware of the social host liability that they might be inviting into their home, but they also need to be aware that they're going to be likely violating and being unable to ultimately control whether or not their children practice proper social distancing and mask wearing. I mean, you can imagine in a real world situation that those types of things would break down rather quickly in a party atmosphere. And so you need to be essentially accepting of those potential consequences if you're going to allow people onto your property. And those consequences are not necessarily going to be limited to just the people who live in your home.